Namaste everyone, welcome to the Cārvāka podcast. This is Kushalmehra. All right, IPL is upon us. Literally, I think in the next hour or so, the IPL is starting. And like a dedicated cricket podcast host, I'm back with Aadit. We are going to discuss IPL and WPL, the recently concluded first ever WPL too.
Yes.
I did not watch a single ball of the WPL. That's a full disclosure. The
We have,
probabilities of me watching a single ball of the IPL, I don't know. I have promised Adit this time that I will break my
yes.
uh, 12-year vanvas, and I'm going to watch bits and pieces of the IPL. I will try to at least, because Adit said, "Nahi, nahi, IPL to thoda to dekh." I'm like, okay,
Huh.
I'll try to watch it. I have not watched the IPL after the first two editions. I think the first one after that we went to South Africa, right? South
Yeah,
Africa
yeah.
mein hui thi IPL.
2009 elections ke time pe. So,
Yeah, so
but
that,
hello, hello everyone. This is for you, the viewers, that Kushal ne Navratri ke baad apna IPL ka vrat toda hai.
but thoda hai मैंने देखो.
But yes.
Yeah, so but before that, I think we should start today's podcast
Absolutely.
by discussing the WPL. Full disclosure, even though I don't watch women's cricket, I absolutely love the idea that women's cricket has come up a long way. We did discuss, how much money in terms of advertisement and others was raised by the WPL, and how Smriti Mandana eventually ends up making more money than Babar Azam, which makes my heart so warm. Not that Babar Azam should not make money. I'm happy he's making money, but to see our girls making serious money really warms my heart. But now, as someone who actually does watch this format, I will let Adit speak and summarize the entire WPL. And I have collected some data points post, but I will share it after Adit has spoken. तो अभी मैं तेरे को दे रहा हूँ, तू बोल.
Thank you, Kushal. I mean, I must confess, I did not watch each and every match because it was impossible to keep up with all the games of WPL. But caught most of it. Caught highlights of the most of it, absolutely. And one thing is, okay, this was you first things, we cannot compare this to IPL 2008 because the amount of money and the amount of international cricketers in the women's cricket are drastically disproportionate to the amount of cricketers and the money in the men's cricket game, right? So there is a small caveat there. So that's why you have the 8 teams in WPL, and there are 5 teams in WPL and 8 teams in the IPL when it begins. So I don't want to compare it, I want to analyze it as a tournament alone. Now, as a beginning, I think a brilliant tournament. There was there were some stellar performances, some stellar individual performances. You had players from Australia and England, especially, playing very well with the Indian women cricketers. One interesting point, Kushal, that unlike the men's cricketers, the Indian women team does participate in tournaments overseas. So they do play, they have played the WBBL. I think they've played the 100 too, I'm not sure, but they definitely have played the Women's Big Bash. And that is why you do see some sort of understanding the way they played the game and so forth. So there wasn't any doubt whether they would play well together or they would gel well together, right? Having said that, I think there was a disproportionate in level of cricket played amongst teams. I think there were a few teams that dominated the tournament, and a couple of teams that did not do as well as one hoped they would. So there was sort of the things. Mumbai Indians played very well. They were consistent throughout, and they won the IPL. I think Harmanpreet Kaur and Delhi Capitals, another team, they were 8 and 6, and then RCB and Gujarat Giants both were the teams that struggled. So it was like the table was almost a mirror image. So you had the top two having 8 games, 6 and 2. The middle team was like 8, 4 and 4, and the last two teams were 8, 2 and 6. So as a result, what happened was not every game was as competitive as you would have thought. But I think irrespective of that, you I mean and it was the first game, weirdly enough, was very similar to how IPL 2008 started, where there was this one crazy innings and one team got to like a very high score, uh, and then the other team was bowled out. KKR in that case for about 80 odd, this Gujarat Giants for like 60 odd this time. But So there were a lot more one-sided games here, but you did have some very good close finishes. The UP Warriors Mumbai Indians game was fantastic, finished in the last over. The RCB team initially didn't start off very well, but then they caught up 4-4, but they were still eliminated in the eliminator. But Delhi and Mumbai were by far two of
Can
the
I
best
just
teams.
come here and share my glee that RCB lost again?
Kushal and his love for RCB knows no bounds, my friends.
Screw them. They should lose every tournament.
RCB fans, we will still talk about RCB in the IPL preview. I just want to say that. Caveats, caveats.
And I also want to remind everyone Mumbai won. So,
Yes, Mumbai
yes.
won. And
Yes.
unfortunately for Mumbai Indians fans, I mean, this is probably the only IPL trophy that Mumbai Indians might win this year, because given the struggle of the Mumbai Indians men team. But
बॉस
we'll
6 आईपीएल जीते अभी हम टोटल 5 मेंस और एक वुमेन्स की तो रिस्पेक्ट
हाँ,
करो हमारी
नहीं मैं अरे खुद मुंबई इंडियंस फैन रह चुका हूं, आई मीन टिल गुजरात
तू अभी
टाइटंस।
गद्दार है तू 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 अभी अहमदाबाद चले गया
नहीं, मैं ऑन लोन था, मैं बेल पे मुंबई आया हुआ था, आई वाज ऑन लोन टू मुंबई। नो, आई हैव एक्चुअली बीन अ फैन ऑफ मुंबई इंडियंस सिंस द फर्स्ट आईपीएल, एंड आई रियली एंजॉय डूइंग देम वेल। मैं अकेला मैं नहीं, हार्दिक पांड्या भी अहमदाबाद चला गया, सो मुंबई इंडियंस फैंस आर प्रोबेबली मोर एंग्री अबाउट दैट देन मी लीविंग
अरे
दैट।
हमारा मेन प्लेयर था यार
एग्जैक्टली
अभी
एग्जैक्टली।
कैम ग्रीन आएगा जादू करेगा देखना कैम ग्रीन के ऊपर मुझे
But
पूरा
I'm
विश्वास है
hoping. I'm hoping for a great IPL. But we digress. Back to the women IPL. Um, I think the star performers. You had Harmanpreet Kaur doing brilliantly in the final. You had Natalie Shiver-Brunt doing brilliantly well. Haley Matthews again. Um, Meg Lanning doing excellent for Delhi Capitals. Alyssa Healy, a power hitter. So there were a lot of fifties. So I think you had more. This, I will tell you, Sophia Dunkley had one of the fastest 50s in 18 balls, and Shefali Verma was very good too. This IPL was one of those where you had cricketers from the other countries, from England, from Australia, do, I would say, a little better than their Indian counterparts. And this is not to say that the Indian counterparts didn't do well. I'm just saying that we unfortunately we have to get our level of cricket a little bit up, and I think this tournament will help. You play with the best, your local cricketers are being trained, and that's, you see, one of the reasons why we are what we are in knockout games, right? Because you have that one or two brilliant performances and you're like 98%, but you're not able to hit 100%, and so you see that. But I think this should help a lot with with getting there. When it came to bowling, like I talked about, Haley Matthews, Sophie Esselstone, brilliant again. Marizan Kapp, she had a very interesting statistic. I was looking at she had the highest dot ball percentages, right? So because, and people only look at wickets in T20. I say economy rates, maidens, and dot balls. If you tell me that a bowler is going to get you 4 wickets for 50 in 4 overs, and the other bowler is going to get you like 0 for 20 in 4 overs, I'll rather take the 0 for 20, because that's a more valuable spell, because in a T20 game, right? So even though you get the wickets and stuff, but if you get hit around and everyone else is getting hit around, then it's not so. Those are some very interesting stat points that I found. And in the sort of international bowlers, I think Haley Matthews just ran away with the list. And then you had Amelia Kerr picking up 15 wickets. And so you had, again, the top three in the bowling leaders also happened to be international cricketers, and who were not from India. So I think that's some of our
so I
takeaway.
can put up the tournament stats. I think
Yeah.
HT did a great collation of that for the
Yeah, but
benefit of
I just
our
wanted to
viewers.
yeah, no, I just wanted to add one thing. Shikha Pandey, Saika Ishak, they did pretty well too. So just some names there before I throw it over to you with the stats. So those were my key takeaways from the women's IPL. You had a very good final. At one point of time, it looked like it would be a one-sided game, but then Delhi sort of fought back and then gave Mumbai a scare. But then Harmanpreet Kaur was just fantastic, and she was determined that she had two knockout games this year. One of them, she was tragically run out. She was going to make sure that she sees her team through. And my God, what an innings that was.
Yeah, so here's a bit of it. Orange cap, Meg Lanning was the orange cap winner. 345 runs, average 49, strike rate 139. Yeah, why did they keep the boundaries so short? The girls can hit a larger six. I mean, who was that batsman in the WPL? She hit 100-meter chakka. Let's give the girls a little bit of yeah, matlab yaar, we don't want to be so insulting to the girls ki 40-45 meter boundaries क्यों रख रहे हैं हम लोग यार WPL में.
हाँ
They
मतलब
wanted
no
high scores. I think the organizers
that's what it
wanted high
was.
scores.
That's
And it's
exactly what it
ridiculous.
was.
At least have 55-60 meter boundaries, boss. You have
No,
two
this is
world
the
class stadiums in Brabon and DY Patil that hosted the
yeah,
entire WPL.
absolutely. No, and I wanted to ask. Also was wondering why the heck. What is the point of hosting a WBBL just in Mumbai and Pune? And I don't understand
I
that
think it's
logic.
in logistics, and it was the first
No, I think they
tournament.
should
They
at
want
least.
to make
No,
sure.
no, I understand why they did it. Maybe they could have had some games or something. I think they would have probably they were better off if they had hosted the tournament in like two cities or split between two cities or something. Because boss, you want more people to come out and see,
Delhi,
right?
Mumbai
Eh,
would have been ideal,
Delhi, Mumbai, maybe Bangalore, Mumbai. I
or
don't
or
know.
or maybe Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Mumbai.
No, but okay, I understand if you just pick one of Ahmedabad and Mumbai, given the proximity of the two cities, right? I
Yeah, it's
understand
easier to
logistically,
manage
right? Yeah.
logistically. Yeah.
So you can do either Ahmedabad, but you can also do one in a different zone. So you either do Delhi or Bangalore or something or Lucknow. Just throwing out names here, right? So you can
Hmm.
you can do either of the cities, because it's just, if you want to take the women's game to the people, to the cities, get people out to the stadium, man. Like TV, like any game. Like I watch American sports, Kushal, right here. I was never into them when I just watched them on TV. I had to go to a game, to an NFL game, and see it, or fear. That's when you start enjoying it more. And cricket is going to be the same thing, because you're going to take cricket to an audience maybe that hasn't. IPL introduced cricket to an audience that hadn't seen a lot of cricket before. But उनको पता था cricket क्या है, पर देखते नहीं थे. They
Hmm.
were not watching it continuously. That is why this is
True.
more important.
Yeah, which is the success story. So here are your top run makers. I mean, obviously, look at most of them are overseas. Huh? In the top
No,
10,
that's
you
what I was saying,
only
right?
have two Indians, right? Harmanpreet is number 4, and Shefali Verma
Shefali is
is
no,
number
yeah,
9. Baki,
and
it's
Yastika is 11.
dominated. Yeah, it's dominated by overseas players. Purple cap,
Yeah, same thing.
again, same thing. Saika has gotten number 5 here with 15 wickets, I think. Yeah, Saika has 15 wickets, by the way. And Shikha Pandey is number 7. Again, the same story. Dipti is number 12, and Raishwari is number 14. Highest scores, Sophie scored 99, Alyssa Healy 96, um,
Yeah.
Shefali scored 84. So yeah, it was a good bit. Huh? The HT did a
Yeah,
good
that's
thing.
so that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. So I think
they just
you
put it pretty much everything in
oh,
one
it's a
go.
fantastic way. No, but this is what I was trying to tell. I'm glad you pulled this up, that there was a distinction between how the overseas players did and how the Indian players did.
बहुत
This
बड़ा
is not
gap है.
to
बहुत बड़ा gap है.
there is not to say that the Indian players didn't do well, but you have some of the best Indian players, and there are two or three in the list. Look, if
Bench strength.
and you yes, and then obviously this IPL had more relaxed rules about how many overseas players you can have, but still, even if you have what, you have 30 Indian players playing, right?
Can I recommend everybody to do two things? Like, I'm actually plugging somebody else's content, but I think I thoroughly enjoyed reading one piece I read was there's this journalist. I mean, she's a quite a known journalist. Before somebody
Hmm.
says "Kaun hai?" Anisha
Hmm.
Ghosh. I don't know if
Hmm.
people follow Anisha Ghosh. I think she's a fantastic journalist. You should read her piece in the Guardian. And it's titled it's on 22nd of March aaya tha. India's
Hmm.
WPL has captured the imagination, and this is just the start.
Hmm.
She has basically given a good summary of what happened in the entire WPL, and she also
Hmm.
did a short segment, a 24-minute segment with
Hmm.
the final word cricket podcast, which
Yeah.
popped up too. So if you guys, I mean, look, I like to listen to good quality women journalists who cover this stuff. But a few numbers outside of this, Adit, that I also wanted to share were the
Hmm.
viewership numbers. So
Oh,
again,
fantastic.
viewership. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, Anisha has also mentioned this in terms of stadium audiences, official attendances. Once did breeze 30,000. I'm reading her with average
Wow.
turnouts ranging from 9 to 13,000 for most games at two venues, which was the Brabon and DY Patil.
Yeah.
That was the in-person attendance and the audience. In the first phase, the qualifiers, women had free entry, and later on women had to pay a little bit, and male spectators ko 100 rupees tha, I think, initially. But
Yeah.
still majority of the turnout, which was very interesting, was the men. And as far as the digital viewership is concerned, this is from the Financial Express, where they said, um, pa- by the way, comparing the tickets to the IPL, फाइनल में 400 रुपए थी और आईपीएल की 3,500 से शुरू होती है.
वो तो आई मीन वो तो रहेगा, बट दैट्स आल्सो एन अनफेयर कंपैरिजन
No, no,
बिकॉज़
no.
फर्स्ट
I
ईयर एंड
know
लास्ट
it's a
ईयर
15-year-old product is a 1-year-old product, so
नहीं
it's not a
मतलब
comparison.
उसमें कहा इफ यू गो जस्ट अमेरिका राइट लाइक यू लुक एट बेसबॉल स्टार्टिंग टिकट्स राइट वो $27 की या $30 की होती है एंड इफ यू लुक एट एनएफएल दे स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 120 राइट तो इवन विद
Yeah,
इन मिड स्पोर्ट्स आई थिंक इट्स अ टूर्नामेंट बट द फैक्ट इज दैट यू हैड पीपल पे विलिंग टू पे फॉर टू गो एंड वॉच ना दैट इज योर फर्स्ट
young
थिंग
men, young men willing
या
to pay to watch women play is a very heartening sign. So here is a
दैट्स व्हाट आई एम
quote
सेइंग
from Bhairav Shant in the Financial
हाँ
Express. He's a co-founder at ITW Consulting. Quote,
हम्म हम्म
WPL viewership across rural viewers is very strong, and regional languages saw robust viewership numbers, which
हम्म
is heartening. This means that the WPL has gained popularity among audiences which were not previously consumers of women's sport. Women's viewers have seen a growth compared to the IPL, accounting for 47% of the viewership,
हाँ
compared with 43% in previous editions of the IPL, as far as BARC insights. We
हाँ
can expect the digital viewership is around the same. Vicom 18 had roped in around 35 sponsors for the broadcast. That is very good. Vicom
हम्म
did get that many sponsors. And as per the data from the Broadcast Audience Research Council, which is BARC, BARC,
हम्म
the first 14 matches saw a reach of 67.8 million. Obviously, if compared with the IPL, which is average reach of well over 400 million, but let's get real. IPL is 15 years old. IPL has a marketing head start. Now, next year, say WPL will have a lot of marketing head start. Like they would
yes.
have to get into the nitty gritty of marketing 2 months before
No,
the
and you
whole
want to you want
thing
to you want
starts.
to know the brutal truth, because I mean we said all the good things. I'll tell you the couple of bad things that I saw. The level of fielding from the Indian side was very poor.
Mm,
The basic
mm,
catches missed, the basic boundaries. You want to get a world class tournament, first we have to get those world class fielding coaches, get the players trained in that and stuff. And I'm very happy for the girls, but I think that needs to happen. So hopefully if the franchises oblige, and they have deep pockets, so it's not like they'll suddenly bail out if the tournament doesn't do well in 1 or 2 years, I hope they stay with the tournament. It's a 5-year thing, and I hope that they continue doing. I mean, of course, the franchise is longer than 5 years. I mean, the all the rights, all the media rights and the naming rights and everything is for 5 years.
Absolutely.
So I just hope
Absolutely.
they stay with it. And one thing that I'm hoping for is, I mean, the next time the tournament blows our socks away so much that we'll do a separate just for that, that day, and we come and talk about the final. The fact is, you had more one-sided encounters and less, like, than you could sort of hope for in the T20, and that was because the teams were, I would say, unevenly matched. There were a few teams that were just very good and a few teams that weren't. So I think in the off season, with the player acquisitions, trades, that will change. I think IPL should think about doing, and this applies for men's IPL also. I really think, Kushal, they should think about doing a draft sort of thing, like not just have an auction, that the teams who finished last in that get the first order to pick. And maybe they do it in the emerging players, maybe they do it in the new international players. I don't know how you do it, and it all should be on cap space. So each player gets a cap space, and if you want to cut players, that's fine. I mean, so things like that. like uh, uh, I'll give you an example, right? Like Gujarat Titans have that, and I'm nothing against the greatest player ever, Lord Vijay Shankar, right? I mean, he's not very good, but for what they must have bought him in the auction, I think it was like 50 lakhs or something. I don't
Hmm.
see why Gujarat Titans cannot renegotiate his contract if they want to keep him on, and have him like for like a 20 lakh or something, and sign up another domestic Indian player for like 30 lakhs, right? I don't see why you can't do that. And so maybe we do need to think about doing stuff like that. So that's just one of the suggestions that I would have for
Yeah.
that.
I think, look, for a tournament that has done the first year, first of all, the BCCI delayed the WPL forever. It should
Yeah,
have happened before. It didn't, but
correct.
whatever. It is what it
Mhm.
is. We live with the reality that it has finally happened. The girls have made good money. The crowds came out and watched. I mean, boss, दोपहर के टाइम पे 3 बजे 3:30 बजे बॉस अगर विमेंस क्रिकेट को देखने लोग आ रहे हैं, it's a very heartening sign for the sport overall.
Truly, it's a very heartening sign. It makes gives me relief. It gives me great joy that
And that means the product is good, Adit. The product is
yeah,
good.
and yes, the
You can't
product is
force
good.
people to pay money and watch it, right?
एग्जैक्टली दैट्स व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि अगर आप 100 रुपए भी किसी को 100 रुपए की भी टिकट रखो, वो जेब में से तो दे रहा है ना, 100 रुपीज, 200 रुपीज, 300 रुपीज. सो एज लॉन्ग एज दे आर voluntarily paying and watching, that means there is a demand. That's one thing, on the market side. And second, there is hope. There's a lot of hope. And what is again more heartening to international cricket watchers like us is, the hope comes from the fact is, boss, this will make India good at international level.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not the other way. It's not saying that the franchise is going to replace. They're saying, no, the men's IPL made the Indian men's cricket team great at international
Better.
level. So better. So the women's IPL will do the same thing. So I think,
Absolutely.
all in all, great tournament. Kudos to BCCI and for organizing this. And I hope they stick with it. And I hope this continues.
Yeah, just once again, I'm putting it on the screen. If you guys want, read this article by
Yeah,
the journalist I mentioned a while ago. The journalist's name is Anisha Ghosh. And this is the link on the screen. I've put it in the
correct.
live stream also. I would recommend you guys go and read. It's a good summary of the WPL. Rightfully, this is just a start. And now, okay, now we've covered the WPL. Abhi ho gaya WPL ka. So now let's get to the main subject of the podcast, which is the Indian
Mm,
Premier League. So
mm.
this time we have a few changes, Adit. So I just wanted to
Yes.
mention the few changes. So
Mm,
the home and away format has made a comeback finally, apparently after 3 years, with teams will be playing 7 games at their home venue, by the way.
mhm,
So that's
mhm,
back, and this is the second year now with 10 teams. Uske pehle 8
mm.
team hoti thi, in case people did not know.
Correct.
And few changes और है. Teams will name their playing 11 टॉस के बाद. Captains can carry 2 sheets, team sheets. तो वो अगर कैप्टन को चेंज करना है लास्ट में चेंज कर सकता है टीम, डिपेंडिंग
Absolutely.
ऑन द टॉस. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द
Correct.
टॉस. फिर हर टीम को 5 सब्स्टिट्यूट उनके प्लेइंग 11 अनाउंस करने के टाइम पे करने हैं. एंड इसमें एक नया कॉन्सेप्ट ये लोग ला रहे हैं इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर का,
Yep.
राइट? ये एक चेंज है. फिर टीम्स कैन रिव्यू नो बॉल एंड वाइड डिसीजंस. नाउ दिस इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. ये भी एक और बहुत अच्छा रूल में चेंज लाया है.
Yeah. But how many?
और एक वो मेरे को नहीं मालूम है, मगर
Huh.
टर्म्स टू बी रिप्रिमेंडेड टीम्स, अगर फील्डिंग रिस्ट्रिक्शंस हैं उनको
Huh.
पनिशमेंट मिल सकती है इफ दे डोंट बोल विद इन द स्टिपुलेटेड टाइम. एक्सीलेंट रूल. साले टाइम वेस्ट करते रहते यूजलेस लोग. एंड teams to incur a penalty of 5 runs if fielders move in a manner that changes the field setting.
Correct. So कुछ होते हैं ना कि they'll say have a deep cover and then that guy is running as the bowler balls and goes to deep extra cover. So
Yes,
for
sir.
the uninitiated, I'll say what they tried to show in Iqbal in the
Yes.
movie. But jokes apart, I think the impact player rule is great. I think it's a phenomenal rule. This also means a very important thing, Kushal. If this is implemented internationally, it will be the end of the 12th man, so to speak, as we know it. Because
Yes.
there is no 12th man that carries the drinks now. The 12th man is actually a 12th man that can play for a substitute.
Yes.
And this is a good rule. Yeah, cricket was the only sport where there is this stupid thing where if someone is injured, you get penalized for it. Like if someone
Yeah.
has a freak injury, you're like, yeah, bas theek hai. Okay, you only play with 10 players. Why? Like they should be able to be subbed out.
I think cricket has that we are a tradition, this and that.
हाँ वो
It's a
पता है
lot
नहीं
of
but
bollocks.
हाँ that is a very British way of looking. Now the same people have sold their soul to Sky Sports and are doing 100 every year. So all it's so funny. All these traditionalists were also talking about cricket should be free on BBC and free to air. और फिर अब ये रोते रहते हैं. But खैर that
Yeah.
my rants will be for another day. I think these are great rules. No ball and white guy. I want to know how many reviews. I hope they cap those reviews because we don't want that every no ball and every white should get reviewed. Pagalo ki tarah. I think we should have a few. But yes, if it's flick the thigh pad and the team needs 10 of 5 balls and you have one review pending, I see no reason why that shouldn't be reviewed for a wide or something like that. It is so much better than some Indian players going up and questioning the umpires and trying to sort of browbeat them into giving a decision कि अरे ये दे दो ये दे दो ये दे दो. So I think this is much better. When it comes to the whole 2 team sheets and stuff, I think the whole concept of team sheets itself is ridiculous. ये क्या बकवास है कि आधे घंटे पहले करो. You should be able to name the playing 11 wherever you want. So this is another of those traditional things where toss के लिए आओ and you have to disclose who is playing and who is in and who is out. Man, release it to the TV 5 minutes before the game starts and release it to the opposing team. How the heck does it matter, right? So I think because it should really you're I think this is a rule that should have been done away with in the first place. Your playing 11 should have been decided, and that is why you remember there was our viewers will remember there was a super sub that was announced. ये नया नहीं है कोई rule. Impact player ICC announced a super concept of a super sub in 2005, and the reason it failed was that super sub also was a lucky draw based on their toss. कि अगर टॉस में लग गया तो अच्छा, वरना I mean imagine I'll give you an example, people. You have seven batters and four bowlers, right? And your impact sub is someone like Muthaiya Muralidharan, like if you're ICC World 11, right? And so what are you going to do, like and you get to bowl first, so are you going to substitute Muralidharan? Like you should have an option that if you're bowling first, then your batter becomes the impact sub and Muralidharan gets in your team as a bowler. So that flexibility should have been there. If that was there, I think super sub would have been a huge success. But they, again, at that time ICC was being run by essentially it was a quasi offshoot of the Imperial Cricket Council in 2004-2005, where the Brits and the Aussies called the shots. I think now it's changed, and it's changed for the better, and I hope this is implemented in ICC tournaments going forward, this rule.
Yeah, I particularly, for me, the best change that IPL has proposed is the review of the no ball and wide decision. I like that
fantastic,
a lot.
fantastic,
I love
absolutely
that rule.
fantastic.
Because
Because
rule it makes wide calls, especially, man. Umpires can be very, very annoying with the wides at times.
Nee, umpires and so are captains. Like I think I have seen opposition captains like who don't like the white calls go and fight with the umpire, and then the umpire has to like look and do a why. Now, ठीक है, if the opposition captain does it, the other guy will go and review it. फिर आप ट्रैम लाइन के बीच में ही रखो ना. If the no ball can be reviewed by the third umpire where the tram line is, but you should cap the reviews. I firmly believe there should only be one or two reviews for wides and no balls. And because
Yeah,
really, dude, marginal calls in the first 15 overs, 20, 50, 16 overs doesn't matter. The whole discussion and debate is ke last ke 4 over mein kya hoga.
yeah.
And so I hope that absolutely happens. So but who do you think, who's your pick to win this year's IPL? Or let me ask you this: who's your pick? And we'll go team by team in a second. But who's your pick to be the top 4 in the IPL?
Um, गुजरात तो एक होएगा ही, obviously. गुजरात एक
Okay.
होएगा. I can never ditch Mumbai, so I will always say Mumbai, no matter what. Delhi is a good team, I know. They have a good management team, and I think Delhi is a good team.
Hmm.
The fourth one,
I
Lucknow.
No, so my top 4 is going to be Gujarat because of not because of Hardik Pandya and Hardik Pandya alone, and the coaching staff. And I mean, I'm not saying that because I'm a Gujarat Titans fan, or I've showed up in black today. Who's counting? Have to support my team today. I'm just kidding. No, but Gujarat. Rajasthan is a off close. Delhi, I'm not so sure because Pant is out of the tournament, and I don't know how they'll do with the new captain. David Warner is going to be leading and stuff, and Pant is not a player that you can just replace. Uska replacement koi aa gaya. I know you said Mumbai emotionally, but without Jasprit Bumrah and the struggles that
I know.
Mumbai faces, it's tough. Because honestly, I would love to see Jofra Archer last the whole tournament, but right now I just don't trust him to play all
Don't think
14
so he will.
games. I
But
just
Cam
don't.
Green से मेरे को उम्मीद है. I don't know where Cam Green bats. One down कि opener.
I think he should bat opener.
तो एक काम करते हैं ना, स्क्वाड ही सीधा ले लेते हैं, सीधा मुंबई के
हाँ,
स्क्वाड
बट
से ही
ओके,
शुरू करते हैं
हाँ,
ना.
तो मैं दो मेरी बाकी के 2 टीम्स बोल दूं. एक है लखनऊ, नंबर 3 इज लखनऊ, एंड नंबर 4, एंड यू गोना लाफ एट दिस, बट इट्स गोइंग टू बी आइदर बिटवीन आरसीबी और
ए
someone like. No, I'm telling you, it's going to be either RCB or someone, some complete left field choice like a Punjab or something like that. Because for that 4th spot, you're going to have like a lot of people vying. But again, Punjab, I had as a surprise package in my list, but then Johnny Bairstow gets injured, and if Johnny Bairstow is not there, Punjab ka matlab, I don't see a very bright future.
पंजाब का वैसे ही कोई फ्यूचर नहीं है. वो
अरे
यूजलेस टीम है, हमेशा
ये
यूजलेस रही है.
अच्छा, मुझे लगा ये कोई डीप मैसेज आने वाला है अबाउट द पॉलिटिकल रियलिटी ऑफ
नहीं
पंजाब
नहीं
या
नहीं,
ऐसा कुछ.
स्पोर्ट्स में हम
अच्छा, वो
पॉलिटिक्स नहीं लाते. वी आर नॉट
भाई.
गिडियन हेग.
नहीं, and we are not going on any tangents that we did in the last podcast. So
Yeah, we are not.
because अभी
We're
लाइव
sticking
चैट में
to the
शुरू हो
sport.
जाएगा, ये तो वापस गिडियन गिडियन करना शुरू कर दिया ये लोग, ये तो.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
So
but
we're
so
sticking to that.
let's talk about the squads, and let's go one by one, and then we can give a 2-3 minute preview of each and every team, squad by
So
squad.
this is your Mumbai Indian squad, right?
Okay, so we're starting with
Ro-
that. So Mumbai Indians may the key, there are 3 key players how they are going to do. One is Rohit Sharma, obviously, because Rohit Sharma has not really fired in the IPL in the last 2-3 years. Before people jump on me saying, "Arey, उसने तो ये किया था." No, I mean, in the last 2-3 years he hasn't, unfortunately.
मैंने
And
नाम ही
and
दे
I
दिया
think,
तेरे को. ईशान किशन, सूर्य कुमार यादव, रोहित शर्मा. अगर नहीं खेले तो हमारी बैंड सीधी.
no, I think it's going to be, नहीं, ईशान तो है, but I think it's going to be Rohit Sharma, Surya Kumar Yadav, and your Jofra Archer. Really, like, so it's either going to be, because आपका कोई bowler है ही नहीं. Who is the one fast bowler in the power play except for Jofra?
अर्जुन तेंदुलकर
उसके
है
साथ
हमारे
में,
पास. अर्जुन तेंदुलकर.
हाँ, मतलब वही, that is the only option, I think, Arjun Tendulkar. So that's a funny thing is, right, कि Gujarat Titans make this great change where Lockie Ferguson gets cut, because they are not playing all their games in Mumbai. I think Harsha Bhogle mentioned this point because अगर
अच्छा,
बॉम्बे में
मेरे
सारे
को एक
गेम्स
बात
आप
बता,
खेल रहे
आज
हो.
मुंबई की प्लेइंग 11 क्या होगी तेरे हिसाब से? मुंबई की प्लेइंग 11 क्या होगी आज?
ओके, नहीं मतलब आज तो नहीं, कल, आज तो
हाँ सॉरी,
गुजरात
कल
चले गए,
कल
बट हाँ,
सॉरी, आज
आई
मतलब
थिंक
सॉरी कल।
रोहित शर्मा एंड
आई
कैम, हाँ नो प्रॉब्लम, रोहित एंड कैम ग्रीन टू ओपन. You have
ईशान किशन
Surya
से
Kumar.
ओपनिंग नहीं कराएगा तू?
No, Ishan would be at number 3 because Ishan Kishan को new ball bowlers खा जाएंगे. I'm telling you, if the minute there is some swing, right arm over the wicket will get trap him LBW or get him out bouncing. So Ishan Kishan is better protected at number 3. दो तीन ओवर के बाद अगर आएगा तो. So Rohit Sharma and Cam Green to open, Ishan at number 3, Sky at number 4, Tilak Verma, who impressed me thoroughly at number 5. Loved watching him bat. Tim David at number 6. Now number 7 is a floater, right? So number 6 and 7 mein, either I would have Tim David or one between Devol Bruce and Christian Stubbs, because आप दोनों में से एक ही को खिला सकते हैं, because if you have to play Cam Green, you can't play both Bruce and Stubbs, right? And then come the 4 bowlers, right? So this is where it gets interesting. उसके बाद जोफ्रा आएगा. Who are your next 3 Indian bowlers? So if you scroll down the list, one could be Ritik Shaukin, who surprised everyone with a little bit of batting if the wicket is
ऑलराउंडर है
spinning.
वो.
And I think I'm not sure if Jai Behrendorff is out, but Jai Richardson you can't play. If you are playing Jai Richardson, then you have to drop Devol or Christian and play one of the Indian batsmen. But if it's a spinning track, I think you play Piyush Chawla. But you see my problem. There is no Kumar Karthikeya, another spinner. So essentially, Jofra Archer and Cam Green become 2 of your primary fast bowlers, or you have to play Jai Richardson and drop Tristan and Devol. And if you keep going, is that it, or do they have? Are we missing 1 or 2 players? Yeah, and the only other options with Mumbai is tinkering with these overseas combinations. So that is the biggest problem that Mumbai has. Otherwise, they'll have to play one of those very green Indian bowlers, and hope that maybe Arjun, we said it. Sandeep Wat.
Did you notice outside of Vishnu Vinod, only Ishan is the wicket keeper?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, well, you also have Sandeep Warrior is there. I think he replaced Jasprit Bumrah, so Sandeep Warrior can also play. But again, you're talking about that X factor, right? And that
वो
is
तो
what's
बुमराह ही
missing.
था ना, वो तो बुमराह ही
हाँ,
था.
नहीं वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना कि opening Indian bowler, that pace fast bowler. So Arjun Tendulkar, we said it as a joke. That couldn't hurt Mumbai, because you don't have that X
He's
factor,
a
X factor
all-rounder ना
fast bowler.
यार, all-rounder है
हाँ,
ना.
नहीं Arjun Tendulkar, but he can bowl. So I mean, he can
वो
bowl.
तो इसलिए बोल
He's a
रहा हूँ ना,
fast
लेफ्ट
medium
आर्म
bowler.
बॉलर है ना, लेफ्ट आर्म
हाँ,
बॉलर
तो
है.
I think, yeah. So if Jason Behrendorff is not playing,
लेफ्ट
I
आर्म
mean,
है कि
who
राइट
knows?
आर्म बॉलर है?
Left arm. He's
इधर
left
और
arm.
है, लेफ्ट आर्म है ना.
No,
हाँ, लेफ्ट आर्म
left
है.
arm, left arm. He's left arm. So you can do that. So that's Mumbai Indians. So which squad? So that would be my preview for Mumbai Indians: Rohit, Sky, and Jofra. What they do. Because Mumbai की bowling, पता है मुझे राजस्थान रॉयल्स की याद दिला रही है, when Jofra Archer was the only bowler in Rajasthan bowling, and then they had 2.5 bowlers after Jofra. So that is the thing.
जयदेव उनटकट आईपीएल भी खेलता है, वाह वाह.
हाँ, वो लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स में है. जयदेव उनटकट इज लॉर्ड उनटकट, मैन. Okay, so let's then go from Mumbai to CSK. Let's go down in order, right? So CSK का तो क्या ही कहे यार. MS Dhoni, I mean, all our critiques and everything
वो
of
क्यों
Dhoni
खेल रहा
aside,
है? वो क्यों खेल रहा है?
I don't know. I mean, I have to admire that man's passion, though. Like at 40 plus, I honestly think the only reason for
42 है
him to
ना
be
अभी
playing
वो.
is 42. The only reason for him to be playing is have that one swan song in front of his Chennai crowd. Because the crowd that has supported him and done everything, I mean, Chepauk means the world to him. So what they've done for the franchise. So I think, the funny thing is, MS Dhoni is your floater in this 11. चेन्नई का बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग सेट लाइनअप है. यू हैव डेवन कॉनवे, ऋतुराज गायकवाड़, यू हैव मोइन, यू हैव अंबती रायडू, एंड देन यू हैव शिवम दुबे, यू हैव रविंद्र जडेजा.
जडेजा भाई.
Yes, no. I'm coming. Ravindra Jadeja. Then you have Dhoni, and then the bowlers are a very interesting combination. Right now, it's all going to be on how Deepak Chahar bowls. Deepak Chahar has not been very good, so it's going to be Deepak Chahar, Mahish Thikshana, Ben Stokes. Obviously, we forget about Ben
No, Ben
Stokes.
Stokes is not bowling, bhai.
No, he's not bowling.
He's
I'm sorry,
injured.
but Ben
He's
Stokes
just
in the
playing as a
lineup.
batsman. Yeah,
Correct, but and also Ben Stokes is not going to be available through the tournament, so it's going to be Ben
yeah.
Stokes and someone else, right? But today, for today's lineup, I think their four bowlers might be Sisanda Magala, Mahish Dikshana is not there too, Simarjeet Singh, you have Deepak Chahar, and the missing of Mukesh Chaudhary is going to hurt Chennai big time. Big time. And you when the wicket turns, right, when it's the Chennai type of wicket, when it turns, look out for Mitch Santner. Dhoni will play Mitch Santner. He played. So you have Mitch Santner, then Ravindra Jadeja, Mahish Dikshana. That is a phenomenal spinning lineup. And then you only need 8 overs from your fast bowlers. Then you only need 8 overs from Deepak Chahar and Simarjeet Singh. And then if you want that X factor of fast bowling, you have you Pathirana, Matahisha Pathirana. So that would be my thing. Dwayne Pretorius is your again your left field choice, because again not everyone is going to be available the whole tournament. And Harsha Bogle made a very important point about Devon Conway. Devon Conway is your most CSK type player ever. He's like, your player who would get you runs, strike rate at 120, 130, 140. So that is a very interesting sort of perspective on that.
All right, let's go to Delhi Capitals.
Delhi Capitals where you have a big Rishabh Pant sized hole in Delhi Capitals, right? David Warner at the top, excellent.
Mitch
Uh,
Marsh
uh,
hai,
Mitch
Sarfaraz
Mars,
hai.
but here is the problem with Delhi Capitals, right? Andrik Notia, David Warner, and Mitch Marsh pick themselves.
Hmm.
So then you have
Prithvi
one
Shaw.
player. No, Prithvi Shaw, obviously. मैं international की बात कर रहा हूँ. Because see, the
Hmm.
problem with having an international captain is obviously he's going to be there. And Mitch Marsh, you cannot drop with the form he's been in and so forth, right?
Yeah.
And what he did for Delhi Capitals last time. Uh, you have not yet. So then you only have room for one other international players if all three are playing. And so obviously
Hmm.
you will have him, Warner, and Prithvi Shaw, I think, which would be probably one of the most destructive opening partnerships in the IPL right now. And then at one down, you're going to have Mitch Marsh. Sarfaraz Khan is in Delhi Capitals, so I want to see if he gets to play the for Delhi Capitals or not. But I would definitely, if you go down, the list of the batters are down. Lalit Yadav last time played, so I think he's going to be there. If, in my opinion, the fourth international player should be Rovman Powell, because Rovman Powell gives you that power hitting, right? And without Rishabh Pant, they are definitely going to be missing that. A couple of important changes which will help is Chetan Sakaria bowling for Delhi. He's going to be a great bowler, and Phil Salt being the wicket keeper who can have that Rishabh Pant type of role for that. But if you have Phil Salt, then who do you drop? Do you drop Nortje or do you drop Mitch Marsh? So again, that is what they'll have to play. Money, they've paid a lot of money for Manish Pandey, and I am not sure if Manish Pandey is worth the money.
मगर वो तो अच्छा खेलता है.
Nay, last time he was not very successful. Na? That's the problem. So, and then of course you have Mukesh. I think Mukesh Kumar in Delhi, the Mukesh Chaudhary of Chennai. Sorry, not Mukesh Chaudhary. I forget who's the player in Delhi Capitals. He should be a great bowler. And then Akshar Patel basically walks into any 11 within the Delhi capital lineup. So I think those would be my picks for the Delhi team. But I think the Delhi team is not as successful as potentially as it could have been last time because of the leadership of Rishabh Pant. One thing I would say for Delhi, Kuldeep Yadav should play all games.
Yeah. He could be a very major X factor too.
Yeah, he could be, because this time there are going to be at least 3 wickets that are aiding spin.
ईशान शर्मा अभी भी खेल रहा है.
हाँ, Ishant Sharma खेलेगा, but then he's only going to be playing if certain bowlers are injured and so forth. But I'm saying कि Delhi Capitals में there are only going to be three wickets that will aid spin this time. Chennai, Kolkata, and maybe Ahmedabad also to some extent. And a lot of these wickets are going to take a bit of a beating as time goes by. Even Delhi was low and slow, if you remember. So I think
Hmm.
Kuldeep Yadav and Akshar Patel are going to be the spin twins, and then they'll have to play around with that. Watch out for Yash Dhul. Yash Dhul was our under 19 player, and he could be the X factor, as in he could be that one breakout Indian star for Delhi. Let's not forget 4 years ago, Rishabh Pant took a similar opportunity in a very failing Delhi franchise. At that time, Gambhir was the leader, and then Gambhir stepped down, and Rishabh Pant completely revamped the franchise. So who knows what might happen for Delhi?
Hmm.
By the way, just to give you guys an update, Gujarat Titans have opted to bowl, but we'll and perfect. Gujarat Titans is our next team that we are going to preview. So that's going to be very interesting. Um, the stadium is packed with 100,000 people, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Holy
Gujarat
shit.
Titans is one of those strange teams where it
क्या
was,
प्लेयर्स हैं? मिलर है, पांड्या है, गिल है,
but that's what I'm
राशिद
saying.
खान है, तेवटिया है,
Last time,
शमी है.
eh,
ये कहाँ से
la, la,
हारेंगे साले? इनके पास तो इतने अच्छे प्लेयर हैं.
no, but that's what I'm saying. Last time, these players were not feared as much. They said Miller is past his prime. They kept
ये भी
saying
अच्छा है, शिवम
Shami,
मावी.
क्या आपको Shami? हाँ. So that's what I'm saying. Gujarat Titans, they have filled up two or three big holes, right? One was they had picked Vijay Shankar to be that guy who plays anchors when people hit around. He was unable to do.
Hmm.
So what do? They buy Kane Williamson at base price, which is a phenomenal buy. Because if there is a 140, 150, 160 top of game, Kane Williamson is the guy who would give you
बहुत शाणे
70
लोग
of
हैं ये लोग.
45 or 70 of 40, 50 balls, right? What do you expect from Gujaratis, man? So,
बहुत चालू लोग हैं साले. 50 लाख में केट विलियम्स को खरीद लिया.
नहीं
Cheap
बचा नहीं,
लोग.
2 करोड़ 2 करोड़ इतना भी बुरा हाल नहीं है केन विलियमसन का.
हाँ.
बट द बेस्ट थिंग इज हु विल बी वेरी हैप्पी, ओडियन स्मिथ. बिकॉज उसको राहुल तेवटिया ने 2 बॉल में 2 6 मारे थे, एंड देन गुजरात टाइटंस वेंट
हाँ.
एंड बॉट हिम. बिकॉज आई थिंक अगेन दे वांटेड दैट ऑलराउंडर सॉर्ट ऑफ ऑप्शन. बिकॉज गुजरात टाइटंस लास्ट टाइम में क्या हो रहा था कि दे वर गोइंग विद राशिद एट 8. So now this gives you, if you play Odean Smith, that gives you an extra batsman opportunity, right? So that is your other opportunity. Second, I think so. For Gujarat, the definitely it would be Saha and Gill to open the batting. They were brilliant. You have at one down, probably you'll have to play. You might have to play Matthew Wade. I don't know, because right now the teams aren't fully there yet. So and I think but compared to the others, I actually think Matthew Wade should be used as a finisher. I think Miller and Wade and
मगर अगर
Tewatia, they
साहा
are
तेरा
finishers.
कीपर है तो तू मैथ्यू वेड को कहाँ से लेगा?
नहीं लूंगे. लास्ट टाइम वही तो किया था वो लोग ने, दोनों को खिलाया था. साहा और वेड दोनों को खिलाया था. वेड plays as a played as a proper batsman. But so I mean, this time you do have Williamson and stuff, but in the first 2 games you're going to be stuck with all that. But your 4 players for the most time are going to be Alzari Joseph, Rashid Khan, David Miller. Those 3 are confirmed. They'll play every single game. The 4th player is going to be, if the wicket turns completely, then it will be Noor Ahmed instead of Matthew Wade, I think. Or if the wicket does not spin and you want a batsman, then it's probably going to be Kane Williamson. But I see Kane Williamson playing more games for the Titans than Matthew Wade. That is my
He could
perspective.
be that steady batsman, right?
Exactly. So that is what I feel, that Kane Williamson is probably going to play more games for the Titans than Matthew Wade will be. And but of course it will depend on fitness and stuff. Mohammad Shami, there are another two left field choices that I have to compliment Nehraji for. Odean Smith, one is what I said, that if you want an extra option, Odean Smith comes in and Williamson goes out for the thing. And Josh Little, if you want that left arm from Ireland, if you want that left arm spin from that, then they go out. Oh, let me tell you, my friend, the Chennai has announced their playing 11, and they did exactly what I just warned about 5 seconds ago on a spinning wicket. They have Devon Conway, Gaikwad, Ben Stokes at 3, Ambati Raidu at 4, Moeen Ali, Shivam Dubey, like we predicted, MS Dhoni, Ravindra Jadeja, Deepak Chahar, Rajvardhan Hangrekar, and guess who is the other player? Mitchell Santner. I just said
Ah,
it, that Dhoni will pick Mitchell Santner when he thinks the wicket will spin, and no one had no. I kept wondering why they are not talking about Mitchell Santner in these all these high budget previews. But that's what we do here. When we preview, we give you the real analysis, real time, and I guarantee you guys, you go back and see हमने squad देखा नहीं था. I actually, because Dhoni has been known to make such choices. So such creative choices. So let's move to KKR, the franchise that always threatens but never delivers in the last 4 or 5 years.
सुनील
KKR,
नारायण
yeah,
ये
so
तो खेलेगा
KKR
ही.
में Sunil Narayan खेलेगा, Andre Russell खेलेगा. Another guy that I think should play all games is Tim
श्रेयस
Southee.
अय्यर खेल रहा है क्या? उसकी तो बैग गई है
अरे
ना,
वो
वो तो
कैप्टन है
गया है.
भाई. But
कैप्टन तो
is he
नीतीश
gone
राणा
for the
लिखा है.
tournament? Sorry. They changed. Why am I forgetting? Shreyas Iyer, because he was unfit, they made Nitish Rana the captain. Otherwise, Iyer was their impact player captain, so forth. So yeah, so Nitish Rana plays. I think they have to figure out what they want to do with Venkatesh Iyer, because poor guy was misused massively. He was the star one year, and then they had him at 6. I don't think he's a finisher. I think he should be the opener, or maybe he should be one down. um, Umesh Yadav is someone you look forward to. Umesh Yadav was brilliant in the India Australia series. So I think Umesh Yadav and Tim Southee make a very potent combination for that. One player that they acquired from Gujarat last time was Rahmanullah Gurbaz, a very hard hitting Afghan batsman. Gujarat didn't play Gurbaz last time. I mean, it was like an abundance of rich. And Lockie Ferguson, who was with the Gujarat Titans, usse pehle he was with the KKR, came back. So you would see either Lockie Ferguson or Tim Southee play depending on the wicket. Sometimes if it's aiding the fast bowlers, both. But that's what I'm coming. And between Litton Das and Rahmanullah Gurbaz, they should have one of them as the keeper. So if you are KKR, your four sort of players, I think should be Andre Russell, Sunil Narayan, then one between Tim Southee and Lockie Ferguson, and one between Gurbaz and Litton Das. Right, this I know doesn't keep room for Shakib Al Hasan and David Visa, but this should be the first choice 11. Now, do I think that all of them are going to be fit throughout the tournament, or all of them are going to play all games? I don't think so. So Shakib and David Visa come wherever you need that extra all-rounder, and and that's your thing. Jagadisan, who was with CSK, is back in KKR, but if you go up, Shardul Thakur will probably play a lot of games as well. He was acquired by KKR, but I think on the strength, KKR is not that very strong in Indian batting. If you see, there is no.
Yeah,
If you take out Shreyas Iyer, right, there is no power hitter
too
in
many
India.
all
Nitish
rounders.
Rana, exactly, and Nitish Rana is not the same. And I'm sorry, Andre Russell does not deliver enough for KKR to completely be banking on him. That is my sort of perspective on that.
Yeah, आ जाओ लखनऊ, the greatest batsman on
Lucknow.
planet Earth.
Akash Chopra's man crush के बाद we
मगर
look at
भाई
the other.
5 आईपीएल में ये ऑलमोस्ट 600 रन बना रहा है हर टाइम. लास्ट 5 आईपीएल
the
से केएल
problem
राहुल.
the problem isn't KL Rahul making 600 runs. The problem is what he does with his strike rate, and none of them, he makes
120.
them at 130. He starts at like 40 or 40 balls and then scores 40 of the next 12. And he's like, oh, 80 or 52 balls banaya. But no, that's not how it works when you're the opener, right? You cannot. So Lucknow ke liye kya hoga dekhne wali baat hai. But potentially KL Rahul and QDK were two very great. Actually, the interesting part with the Lucknow squad that you showed is the first 8 people that you showed pick in themselves in the first 11.
Yeah,
KL
Quinton
Rahul,
de
Marcus
Kock,
Stoinis,
Stoinis,
Bishnoi,
Bishnoi, Rahul,
Huda,
Huda, Pandya.
Avesh Khan and Mark Wood, they all start. So the first 8 or 9, they all start, right? So the debate is between the next 2 or 3. Usme
Nicholas Puran,
Ayush,
wicketkeeper batsman.
हाँ, so Nicholas Puran is your wicketkeeper batsman. So your उसमें आपके तीन overseas तो हो गए, right? You have actually all four overseas: Marcus, QDK, Mark Wood, and Nicholas Puran. Those are your four. So who are your
Hmm.
backups, right? Then your Indian becomes Ayush Badoni. If you want Kyle Myers, if it's the wicket is swimming and swinging around a little bit, थोड़ा भी उसमें movement है, I would actually play Kyle Myers over Marcus Stoinis and play an Indian batsman, because Kyle Myers can actually give you 4 overs. I am not sure if Stoinis can swing the ball as much as Kyle Myers. And this again, I'm talking left field choices, right? Kya, they for some reason have gone with Jaydev Unadkat, and they only would go with it if they think Jaydev Unadkat will play. So he probably will play a couple of games, but if the boundaries are short, he's going to be hit. One very important pick that they did was Romario Shepherd as the all-rounder, which I think again would be a good option. But they have too many backups in all-rounders. I don't think if you have Stoinis, Kyle Myers, Romario Shepherd, and Daniel Sams, you're only going to be able to pick one of those four. There's probably not a
Hmm.
chance where you pick all four, because आपके पास वो again वो Indian bowlers में you only have Avesh Khan and that was bowling, and Avesh Khan is blow hot, blow cold. Like he was great in the first half and not very good in the next half. So how do we do that? But a couple of players to watch out for: Amit Mishra, the wily spinner, I think would be great. It's a great pick by Lucknow. I think he still has it in him. And the other is Prerak Mankad. How does Prerak Mankad do? I don't know. In the again, these are all Ranji Trophy players that we're talking about. But when we talk about, and then Ayush Badoni, if he impressed quite a bit. I don't see people like Manan Vora playing much, and but Mohsin Khan again, another bowler that impressed last time. That was very interesting. And lo and behold, my friend Lord Vijay Shankar has actually found a place in the Gujarat squad. So today
Hmm.
Gujarat's playing 11 for the game: Saha, Gill, Kane Williamson, like we predicted, Hardik Pandya, Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tewatia, Rashid Khan, Mohammad Shami, Josh Little, like what we were talking about, Yash Dayal, and Alzari Joseph. So those are your 12 players, right? So and I don't know who the impact sub is, if they've announced it or something like that, but we'll see. Maybe I think the impact sub will sub out one of those players. So I mean, maybe that's why Vijay Shankar gets in the team or something, that they'll probably drop one of the bowlers and do it. But Rashid Khan, Mohammad Shami, Josh Little, Yash Dayal, and Alzari Joseph, those are the 5 bowlers that you go with.
Hmm.
Okay, moving to Punjab.
पंजाब में तो ऑब्वियसली अर्शदीप खेलेगा, शिखर कैप्टन है, रबाडा खेलेगा.
Can I be very happy? Can I be very happy, Kushal? Though Shikhar Dhawan got to be the captain, man. That man deserves it. बहुत सही player है
Yeah.
यार. He was not doesn't get his due much, but I think he deserves to be the captain. And see, Arshdeep Shikhar खेलेगा.
सैम
Sorry,
करन
हाँ, go on.
खेलेगा. सैम करन
Uh,
खेलेगा.
um, Liam Livingstone.
लियम
I think
लिविंगस्टन
Bhanuka
खेलेगा.
Rajapaksha plays
हाँ,
with, but the
राजपक्सा खेलेगा.
opening is what we have to ask. Where are the openers? Who is going to open with Shikhar Dhawan?
शिखर है बस. शिखर दोनों साइड से बैटिंग करेगा.
So yeah, so if you go down, Rahul Chahar will play, and you Jitesh Sharma, another guy who
बैट्समैन ही नहीं है,
impressed
सिर्फ
us. But
ऑलराउंडर
if
ही ऑलराउंडर है टीम में. बैटर कहाँ है?
exactly what I'm saying. So you have Shah
ये
Rukh
किस
Khan who
ये
will
किस
play and
गधे ने
stuff.
ये टीम ली है?
And because Johnny Bairstow was supposed to open with Shikhar Dhawan, and that's why I said, with Johnny Bairstow out, I have no hope for Punjab, because there is no opener. Last time
This
you
is
had
his squad is full of all-rounders, man. There's no
yeah, so
proper
last
batsman.
time you had Mayank Agarwal who was opening, so you will have to come up with a crazy idea of who. Maybe they send up someone like Prabh Simran, I don't know, to open. But in this 11, so you have Arshdeep, Dhawan, Rabada, Shah Rukh Khan, who will probably play, Harpreet Brar if the wicket spins, but those four: Jitesh Sharma, Rahul Chahar, Liam Livingstone. These are your 8. I think Raj Bawa should play. Raj Bawa is been brilliant in the under 19. And if you go down, Kushal, a little bit in the squad, um, you have Nathan Ellis that may play, but I think if Sam Curran is there, Sam Curran starts all the time. The very interesting part is Sikandar Raza. I think Sikandar Raza is from Zimbabwe, is a brilliant all-rounder, and it should be a great thing. But boss, what Kings 11, I mean, I said Kings 11, but Punjab Kings, what they need is the batters, is the batsmen.
हम्म, बहुत ही घटिया टीम है, आगे बढ़ो.
Yeah.
रॉयल्स, राजस्थान रॉयल्स. संजू सैमसन तो
Yes.
खेलेगा, जॉस बटलर अच्छा है.
Yes.
हम्म,
I will
हेटमायर
tell you this.
खेलेगा.
हाँ, तो Joss Butler and Yashasvi Jaiswal, I think brilliant. I think they probably should pip Rahul and QDK as the opening combination. You have Sanju Samson at three. Again, the first eight names you see, they're all going to play. Ashwin is going to play. Bolt is going to play. Riyan Parag is going to play. Some very interesting choices in Rajasthan Royals. They brought Sandeep Sharma with all his experience. Chahal will play. Navdeep Saini is in the squad as last time, but I don't think he'll play. You're probably going to
जैम्पा
have more of
बॉस,
Kuldeep
जैम्पा.
Stain. That's what I'm coming. You have three spinners. So if the wicket turns, you drop Obed McCoy, who was your player, and then Zampa,
हम्म,
Ashwin, and Yuzvendra Chahal become your spinners. Trent
हम्म,
Bolt is your fast bowler, and then you play and your all rounder in Jason Holder. Jason Holder is your key, man, because Obed
हम्म.
McCoy could not give you batting. Jason Holder can give you batting. That's why Rajasthan Royals is. And look at another name at the end, Joe Root.
हम्म.
Can he be the Kane Williamson type player? I don't know.
He has to be,
It
right?
could be.
He has to be for them.
Yes. So Prasidh Krishna's injury, of course, is going to hurt Rajasthan a little bit, but
Yeah, because he's a
I
good
think they
bowler.
have the squad. Yeah, so you have Bolt and Holder as your two fast bowlers, Zampa, Ashwin, and Chahal as your three spinners. So that's your five bowlers right there. So if you go up now, you can play six batters, and you can have your one impact player. So your six batters are Padikal, Hetmeyer, Butler, and Sanju Samson, right? And then if you are not sure if the wicket is going to take if the wicket is stopping and stuff, right, you replace Holder with someone like a Joe Root who can hold one end up, like who can bat through the innings, and then you can have an Indian bowler like a Kisi Kariappa or a Sandeep Sharma or someone. So there are a lot of options that you can do, but I think Rajasthan Royals has a solid squad. Solid
Yeah,
squad.
this is a good squad. This is actually
Yeah.
सबसे घटिया squad आ गया आरसीबी.
So, Kushal's favorite team, right? You're talking about
Yes.
Virat Kohli and Faf again opening the batting. Again, Harshal Patel and Hasaranga pick themselves. So does Glenn Maxwell.
And
RCB ka
Siraj,
problem Dinesh Karthik. I'm not
DK.
sure. Yeah, he's DK is very good, but DK has been totally MIA. So I love watching DK finish, but I hope for his sake he can still finish like he used to. If he can't,
हासरंगा भी
then
खेलेगा.
नहीं Hassan का खेलेगा, but then RCB have a serious problem because they have gone into that with thing. There is Josh Hazelwood also, but Josh Hazelwood is not available for the full tournament. I don't know if he's recovering or something, but if he is, he should play all the games he's available. Look out for Finn Allen. Finn Allen could be a left field choice as an opener with Virat Kohli. If they don't want to play Faf in all the games, they may play Finn Allen. Mahipal Lomror had his moments in the last year's IPL, but where I think Bangalore struggles is the death bowling. I know that in spite of Harshal Patel, because they need other bowlers. So this time they have tried to fill it with David Willey. They have Michael Bracewell as well with that spinning option that
Good all-rounder.
good all-rounder. So let's see kya hota hai, but the problem is again going to be death bowling. And one India, I'm not a Siddharth Kaul. I'm not sure if Siddharth Kaul still has it in him to bowl the same way that he used to when back he was with Hyderabad or something. So I think you're going to have a lot of problems with that if you are RCB. But that is my sort of perspective on that, on the RCB team. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Kushal? What do you think about RCB?
I don't give a shit. They should lose. That's all I care about. As long as RCB does not win the IPL, I'm happy. That is my
Huh,
successful IPL story. They lose.
huh. after after that very insightful perspective on that, um, let's go on Hyderabad, right?
Sunrisers
Sunrisers
Hyderabad.
Hyderabad. Sunrisers Hyderabad have a very interesting problem. I think even though their teams are set, first of all, they have a phenomenal captain in Aiden Markram, right? But I'm not sure if Markram is going to be leading them
वॉशी
in the
खेलेगा इन
first two
लोगों के लिए.
games. Washi to khelega. Washi, I'm saying when South Africa is playing Netherlands, I'm not sure if he's there or not. Washi to 120% khelega. uh, Abdul Samad will play. They've had a lot of hopes from Abdul Samad. Then I think you'll have what you may call Rahul Tripathi will play. Abhishek Sharma will play. Tyagi is a very impressive pick. He used to be with the Rajasthan Royals before, obviously, then moved to Hyderabad. Great. Natrajan, obviously great at the death. Marco Janssen, again, I know he had a horror outing against Gujarat Titans last time, but I think Marco
नो नो,
Janssen is
मगर
a
ही इज
great
गुड,
pick.
और उसकी बैटिंग भी सुधर गई है बॉस.
But,
उसकी बैटिंग भी
but,
सुधर गई है.
but they have one of the best T20 players in the world right now, Harry Brook.
या
And that is the X factor. Mayank Agarwal is there. So again, Mayank Agarwal is going to be the opener. Because Kane Williamson drops out, so Mayank Agarwal and Abhishek Sharma will open. But your four international players, I think, are Marco Janssen, Aiden Markram, Harry Brook. And then your fourth one is going to be, if the wicket spins, you have Adil Rashid, who is brilliant. Henrik Klassen, if you want that hard-hitting wicketkeeper from South Africa. And then if you go a little bit up, I was going to show there is another again left field choice from that. Well, Bhuvi obviously is going to play. Glenn Phillips. You have that. Fazal Haq Faruqi is from Afghanistan, who swings the ball, and actually Pakistan ke to जीना आराम कर दिया था अभी wickets
बाय द
अभी
वे,
कुछ wickets पे. But
ए बी स्कॉटी स्टाइरस और क्रिस गेल है. कमेंट्री बूथ है कि वो क्या टाइम पास बूथ है उसमें इस समय जियो के लिए.
so that's what I was coming towards. So after the preview, this time it's very interesting that there are two sets of commentators for the IPL. One is the world feed, and one is the Willow Cricket. I'm sorry, the Geo Cinema. Willow is the American broadcaster. Geo Cinema feed. तो पहली बार क्रिकेट में होने वाला है जो हम लोग कब से चिल्ला रहे हैं. The level of commentary should be improved, and you have more and more commentators, so people get to pick and choose what feeds what they want to. So you're going to have two feeds in Hindi, two feeds in English, and two feeds in multiple languages, 8 or 9 languages, where Star Sports has their own thing, and Geo Cinema has their own thing. So वो देखने वाली बात है कि how good or bad they'll be.
पूरा स्टेडियम भरा हुआ है इंडिया में. मतलब आईपीएल देखने के लिए सारे लोग और उसका चाचा भतीजा आ जाते हैं.
Absolutely, I'm telling you, when you announce that there's going to be 100,000 people in the stadium, that is exactly what happens. But I think it's
सो
going to be a phenomenal
विलियमसन वन
IPL.
डाउन है. वन डाउन है विलियमसन
Williamson will be one down.
टाइटंस के.
Williamson will be one down. Yes, yes. But I did not anticipate them playing both Vijay Shankar and Kane Williamson in one team. I'm sort of shocked that that is the case. But they have their own perspective on why they did it. Maybe they want to give him a game or something. But this is a little one of the little surprising sort of picks that Titans have gone with, in my perspective.
I hope Jio does not buffer because और जियो का डिले कितना है टीवी से वो मेरे को स्टडी करना है. बिकॉज हॉटस्टार हैज अ सीरियस डिले है इन कंपेयर टू द लाइक एटलीस्ट द बॉल एंड हाफ का डिले होता है.
That is also a problem that we've faced here in US as well. That when you play when you watch the games on Willow TV, they were like a little further behind. But one thing is that this is a new era for Indian cricket, where you're going to have like in all world sports, you have multiple feeds. I think Indian cricket is moving towards that. मजा आएगा देखने में कि where this takes us. But in conclusion, I would say 4 teams for me: Gujarat Titans, Rajasthan Royals, maybe one between Sunrisers Hyderabad and KKR or something, and the fourth is going to be Lucknow Super Giants. Those are my 4 teams that I say, that I think will be there. And watch out for Titans again. Chennai Super Kings, unfortunately, they haven't given me much confidence because again, it's an aging squad, और मुझे पता नहीं है कि how well are they going to keep up with it. But we'll have to see. Today's game should tell us what we need to know on that.
पहला 4 तो लग गया आईपीएल का. गायकवाड ने मार दिया 4.
Yes, Gaikwad name, Ruturaj Gaikwad is going to be. So see, I'm telling you, यहाँ पे जो US का जो broadcast है, that is about 15 seconds behind the broadcast in India. So that is the difference for sure. कि कैसे? So I think these are glitches that slowly will get resolved. But it should be a phenomenal tournament, and people are going to be jumping up and joy. Kushal, that I've convinced you to watch IPL.
या अभी थोड़ा तो देखना पड़ेगा, अभी क्या करें,
Huh.
पॉडकास्ट कर रहे
and
हैं तो
and
देखना पड़ेगा.
maybe absolutely, and maybe we'll do like a mid IPL sort of review or something on one of the
करेंगे.
weekends before the game, and
या
sort
करेंगे.
of कि आगे क्या है, क्या चल रहा है, क्या नहीं है, because I think it's that this is probably going to be one of the closest IPLs, you think, because just of the sheer talent at display, the world talent
Yeah,
at
see,
display,
as
apart from the
long
Indian talent.
as see, as long as RCB loses, I am happy.
Mm.
That's all my life same is. RCB should lose. As long as these dudes are losing, I am happy. I think I am satisfied person. But I think we have covered everything pretty much. और कुछ रह तो नहीं गया? Everything is covered, right?
No, I think it's covered, and we'll obviously have more to cover once the game starts and stuff. But we'll be tweeting about it. So guys, do check our Twitter timelines also. So हम लोग continuously will tweet about the IPL, all the cricket, all the best things that we've seen, and हम लोग अपना रोना तो रोएंगे ही about how things are going. But so far, at least, it seems Chennai is off to a good start against Gujarat, and
Yeah,
Hardik Pandya अभी भी थोड़ा जंग लगा हुआ है. He's not bowling with the same zing that he did. So I think maybe Gujarat has to go back to Joseph or Josh Little. So let's see क्या होता है.
yeah.
Maybe we'll do a
Let's
watch
see.
along one of these days. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, let's see क्या
So
होता है. We'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, we'll wrap it up now, guys. As always, go follow Adit on social media. You can also subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave your comments. All the RCB lovers, please, you can abuse me profusely in the comment section, but my love for RCB does not change. I think they suck, and I hope they lose. And Mumbai will always win in my eyes. They are the greatest. But let's see how this IPL goes. And please support the Cārvāka podcast. Become a member, whether on YouTube or Patreon or Fanmo or wherever. And buy the merchandise and send your donations through UPI. Enjoy the IPL. We'll do IPL follow-up podcast in April too. So I'll see you guys then. Until then, take care. Bye.
bye.